This is a beautiful Torino. You want to modify it? Why? Well, look what's showing up in my shop this week. A 1970 Torino 429 Cobra Jet. He's come in. This is the first time I met this client. He's found us through YouTube on our channel. The best part about it is he's bought this car brand new. And he's had it since then. And he's got sons. One of them always works with him on this car. And then he's got another son who's got another 70 Torino with a 351 Cleveland. So there's a family for you, dedicated to Ford, and they love them. And this is what we're all about. Family and muscle cars. He's got the engine built a few years ago, and I want to fix the issues he came with. He came with a list, of course. The first thing he came with is he has no more power in the engine. He had it rebuilt, and it seems like they put a big cam in it. It's a basic stock 429 with exhaust manifolds, and they installed a cam that's designed for 6,500 RPMs for max power. But of course, this is not the purpose for this car. So he's here so we can replace the camshaft. I'm trying to figure out how we're going to fix this. He has the aluminum intake. He tells me he has no more power. He's trying to drive the car. It backfires at high RPM. I realize that he's running out of fuel. So we have a few issues on it. I had the car running, and he was telling me that, Nick, you cannot turn off the car with the key because I had to use another switch on the side to turn off the engine. I said, that's funny. I told him, you had the problem. He goes, no, I haven't in the past few years. Well, when I bought it new, it used to turn off. So I told him, why don't you get it to work the same way? Why are you killing yourself playing with switches on and off to turn off the engine? I figured it was an ignition switch. So he told me, Nick, if you can fix it, go right ahead. He was surprised that I looked into it. I ended up buying an ignition switch. We put it on last night. It is the original switch. It looks kind of worn out. It's been taken apart, or should I say, it doesn't stay together. So I had this replaced. And having all that work done on the steering column to replace the switch, we had the same issue. So then I said, he's got a problem with the ignition. I noticed that he has a Mallory electronic ignition with an MSD box. 6AL right over there. And I looked through the car to see what went wrong. And he had his wiring from the killer switch, which also turned off the engine, so he could turn off the engine when he finished using the car. I noticed a lot of tape, a lot of electrical tape. So I sat here last night with my buddy Manny, who's a Ford guy. He likes to play with electronics also. We stayed here late last night trying to figure out what was going on. So we removed a lot of electrical tape last night. We took off all the wiring. We wanted to make sure that this client, that when he installed the ignition, that he did something correct. We took it all apart. This is the way we found the wiring, but doesn't matter. The question is, let's find the problem. So we went through the night, we did this, we did that, we did this, we went through the wiring, we checked this and that, and then that thing, after replacing the switch, was doing the same thing. At the end, it was something very simple. After 44 years playing with these old cars, the problem was the voltage regulator. Once I had it replaced, it started turning off. I don't know why, for some reason, maybe something in the field of the alternator. Once you got the motor running, it works. It's giving power, of course, to the battery, to charge the battery, and it works through the ignition somehow. I don't know, I don't think so. And it caused the current to stay on the ignition when you turned off the switch. I had the regulator replaced right here. The moment I replaced it, I plugged it in, I went in and started the car and turned off. I said, wow, 44 years of my life experience. I never realized that a voltage regulator, for some reason, I don't know what's wrong with it, that kept the current on the ignition on so you couldn't turn off the engine. And at the same time, I removed the regulator. I noticed it's got a lot of dents here. That's not normal. Probably got disturbed inside, you know, this works on points. Anyways, I changed it, it's working. Now we can get it started and turn it off the way it came from the factory. Here, let's get it started and see how it goes. So I can concentrate on the issue, the purpose he came for here in the first place. Let's try it out. Okay, we need to connect the battery. The battery's connected. Yes, it is. Here it is in the trunk. The reason why, because he likes to take weight off the front of the car. But anyways, that's his opinion. My opinion is I would have left it in the front. It's a driver. It's not a race car, or maybe it was in the past, or I don't know. But for this reason, there's no purpose to have it in the back. But we'll leave it there. I'll connect it. And right now, let's get it started. See if it turns off. Here we go. You know, this is very rare. I get a Torino with a 429 Cobra jet here in my shop, especially with the original owner that's bought it, that he's had it since then. And he had a switcher that we took off that was in here. He had to manually turn it off. So I removed all that, and I want to turn off the engine the way it came from the factory. And let's see if it turns off right now. There we go. That's what we needed. It's got the reverse lockout right from the factory, which is good. And there we have it. Just the way it came from the factory. Now I can start working on the other issues that he has. I want to work on the power loss. So our job is to remove the intake manifold, remove the camshaft, and maybe now when I go to a smaller camshaft, I might even end up going back with the original cast iron intake manifold. Now I want to see if I'm going to go with this or not. And I have found other intake manifolds that I can use on his engine, but then again, we have the same issue like the Corvette. I don't need to put another intake. We like to put an aluminum intake manifold on, but they're all taller than the original cast iron. And for that reason, because he's got a shaker, which is right here, we don't want to raise it, just like the Corvette, because he's got a cold air package, and if you wanted to close the hood, and if the shaker is raised because of the intake manifold that's a lot higher, the hood won't close. Again, we have a factory look with the original hood. Again, I'm fighting with intake manifolds, just like I did with the Corvette, and now with the Torino Cobra jet I have right here now. He really doesn't want to go with the cast iron manifold. He wants me to find something aluminum, but it's got to be the same height. So now that I have it here, I'm going to make some measurements in a few days so I can see what I can find on the market so I can replace it with an aluminum intake manifold. The one he has there is a single plane, which I don't want to use because we don't have bottom end horsepower with this intake manifold. I like to remove it, but this one fits perfect. But it doesn't do the job I want it to do. So I have to do some research on that, and then of course we'll take it from there. Then he has another thing on the list. There's a pinion seal leaking. We have to fix that. And at the same time, he went from a dual point setup to electronic ignition. And now his tachometer doesn't work. He wants me to fix the tach. That's the next thing I gotta look at, which I'm gonna get there in a few days. But in the meantime now, I can start it and move it around with just the key. And there you have it. 1970 Ford Torino with a 429 Cobra jet with an air grabber scoop right from the factory. And I just want to say something because I've worked with a lot of different cars. Like this one, for example. They play with the ignition or something, or they play with camshafts, intake manifolds. I don't know why. Maybe they want to go faster, or maybe they want to tinker with their cars. Then I got the El Camino, who's installed a rack and pinion that is not working correctly. I don't know why people can't keep things simple. Sometimes they do a modification and they say it's better. Sometimes I want to know facts. Why do you say it's better? Give me facts. It's better. They tell me, oh, Nick, take out the clutch fan. Put big electric fans. Why? Why? From the factory, the engineers designed these cars to work bumper to bumper, traffic, every day, long trips, like a taxi cab, and run all day long. And I've seen that all manufacturers done that and they've achieved that goal. But a lot of people like to tamper with their cars. I have many examples. I don't want to mention any names or what kind of cars. I like to keep them simple. For example, people are telling me, Nick, why don't you put a rack and pinion on my Challenger? Why? The original steering did the job. Then they asked me, you want to install disc brakes on 4 wheels? Why? I installed disc brakes in the front, which came with 4 drums. I'm not crazy about 4 drums. I went to disc brakes in the front. I left the drums in the back, but the car stops. There's nothing wrong with it. A lot of people do things on cars that actually, in my opinion, in many cases, they do it worse. There's other guys that put bigger wheels. And then they say, Nick, I put these big wheels, but now I got to take them off. Why? Because it touches the fenders. Or when you turn the wheels, it touches the fenders. Or if you have a second or a third or fourth passenger in the back seat, you hit a pothole or a speed bump, their back wheels hit the quarter panels. Why? Why? Especially when you're not racing the car or doing road track racing. I don't see the theme behind that. I try to build cars the way they came from the factory in many cases. Sure, you want to look for a little bit more horsepower. Those are little things. People say, why don't you put a bigger cam, make more power? Why? Then you have no more power brakes. Then you got to put electric, like I put in the back inside behind the fenders on electric water pumps or hydro boost. Sometimes you want to gain a little bit more horsepower because you put a bigger cam and you have to do so much work. And then when you put a lot of accessories, like people don't know this, you take a car like this, for example, or the Dart, for example. You put electric fans, electric fuel pump, electronic ignition, electric water pumps, and you still have the same original alternator with that thin little wire that charges the battery. Everything has to be upgraded. You just don't let a little alternator with a little thin wire because the car wasn't designed from the factory with all these accessories. I'm just trying to help you guys. When you bring up current, that the car needs a lot more current for everything else, you have to bring up the amperage on the alternator. Also beef up the wire that feeds the battery from the alternator, your main power wire. Put a thicker gauge. And because sometimes people don't know that, I try to show them where they go wrong with these cars. I've been doing this for many, many years. So guys, before you do any modifications on a car, you have to know how to update them. Or if you do any modifications, they tell you it's better. Give me a reason why it's better. Or some guys take a genuine steering like this. Okay, it's the original with the steering shaft, the steering box, and the tie rods, and the drag link, and then they go put a rack and pinion. And then in some cases, yes, some people do it, it works for them, but in many cases it doesn't to a lot of people, because I get emails, I get phone calls, I get comments, and people talk about their problems. And let me tell you, because a lot of times they're done for nothing. Just keep your car simple, you guys. Drive them. You're not taking the car to go racing in many cases. You want to cruise with it. You want to be safe with it. Keep it like it came from the factory. Just update a few things and be happy. And then drive your car and enjoy it. Because, you know, I've got a lot of cars in my shop and I have to bring them downgrade or put them back more like factory. For example, the Roadrunner. You see the suspension used to be in the back before? I wish I had it now in pieces on the floor so I could show you the difference between what came from the factory and what came with the car when the guy bought it. But of course, it used to be a race car. Even though the way it was designed, that they built it to race, to me, was still not good enough. It wasn't safe enough. It was awful. I got rid of it all for Pierre, and I put it the way it came from the factory, and you can't go wrong with that. Another thing, I have another issues with a lot of companies when they make valve covers. You know, when you have a factory valve cover, you have an oil cap, or you got a breather, or you got a PCV valve, they always have a shield. So you don't have any oil hitting the PCV valve or the breather. In many cases, I fight valve covers. People bring me an engine to build, or they have oil coming out of the breathers. Again, because sometimes these products are not done right, or they're not fixed right, or people didn't install them correctly. But do your homework, do it right. Just copy what the factory did, the engineers. They did the things correct, you guys. So just follow their setup. When people change things, you have to know what you're doing. I have people that come in with valve covers, and then they tell me put them on the engine, and I notice that they have holes in them. I'm not going to mention any manufacturer, and you can't find grommets for it. And then when you find a grommet, or make the hole bigger or smaller, put a grommet, put a breather, then you got to find a way to put a shield. Because you don't want to have the engine running with the oil from the rockers hitting the breather and coming out and making an oil spill on your valve covers. There's a lot of these little things that people don't know. So here I am trying to help all these people. This is what I'm here for, trying to fix cars to be on the road safe and the proper way to work. For example, a lot of people like to drop their car. Now, I'm not the type of guy that likes to drop the car. The reason is, today's roads, no matter, I don't know where you go, what state or what province or what country, you drop a car, you have a couple people in the car, and then you got to be careful you don't damage anything underneath the car, especially when they have headers and they're very low to the ground, and then you damage the headers. Why don't you leave the car at factory height? Nothing wrong with that. You drive it, you go over speed bumps, hit potholes, you got no issues. But when you start dropping cars, then you put a low profile tire, you're looking for problems. What I'm trying to say, bottom line, keep things simple. That's it. Just keep things simple. I've been doing it for a long time, all my life. Yes, I've done mistakes to myself, but you know, as you get older, as you go along, more and more jobs come around, you learn. So just take it from me. Keep things simple. And when you have an original car like this, genuine, rare, 4-speed, big block, mostly as a survivor, you want to keep it as simple and original. So let's see how it goes. He's got some gauges that he installed on his own. He's got an 8-track that he installed. Well, that's the era. People used to install 8-tracks under the dash. And now in the magic moment, we have it right here. And here we have it. Look at that. Put in reverse and remove your key. Now that is what we wanted to get done, and we finally did it. So now that we got that fixed, let's go work on the intake manifold and the camshaft. And I gotta say a big thank you to all my customers that bring all these nice, unique, rare muscle cars. And I've met a lot of newcomers lately in the past year because of my channel, I guess. I've asked this particular gentleman, how did you find me? He asked me, Nick, I was looking at somebody with old cars on YouTube and you showing up. And when I was going through the videos, you were working on all the Mopars, but I seen you a couple of times working on an Oldsmobile, a Chevy, a Ford. And then he went through some more videos, looked at them, and then he told his son, this is the man who's gonna work on my car. And the next thing you know, he has it right here in my shop. I get a lot of Mopars in my shop, but this, a 70 Torino, Cobra Jet 429, that is unique. What an honor to see all these beautiful cars that come into my shop.
Nick is honored to be asked to work on these beautiful machines that people bring to his shop. And he's also honored to see the things that his amazing, thoughtful viewers send him in the mail.
Another week here at the shop, and everybody I know is still in quarantine. Of course, the COVID-19 is still around. We haven't gone through it yet. I know that you guys are all getting tired of staying at home, which I don't blame you. All of us are doing the same thing. All I do is work here at the shop and go home and nowhere else. But since I'm here, I got some more boxes that came in through the mail. So I'm here to open them up for you viewers to see it. And this one is from somebody locally. I guess it's one of my friends said he was going to send me a pack of coffee. That's what we got. Really good. Kicking Horse coffee, 454 horsepower. That's a new one. One of my clients, also a friend of mine, his name is Neil. He sent us the coffee because he knew we were running out of coffee. Neil, thank you very much. We could sure use it now because we don't go out for coffee. We don't go to cafes or anything like that. We just go straight home from work. And of course, we make our own coffee, and this could be very useful. Thank you. And after we just got a bag of coffee, now we're off to our next package from Amazon. And another one, anonymous. Okay, let's see what we got here. And we all know when something comes from Amazon, there's no return address, unless it's got some little receipt inside. Okay, here it is, from Neil. Oh, our friend Neil. Oh, look at that. Another bag of coffee. And this is Death Wish. This is strong coffee. Okay, we're good for a while. Thank you, thank you. And Neil always sends us the most high octane coffee you can get us. There it is. And he has a wicked car too. He's got the Stroker 340 Dodge Dart with the lime green paint job on it. Nice car, very nice car. And here's another one with it's an envelope. And this is from Jeff from Manitoba. Wow, check out all these stamps. This is from Canada Post. Let's see. Let's open it up. Oh wow, check this out. Wow. Stay tuned for more power. Wow, how many does he have? It's got one in orange, one in black, one in white. This is too much. Check it out, Able Engravers. There it is. Jeff, thank you very much, Jeff. I'm going to put it up in my dining room, that's for sure. Yeah, if you guys are looking for any engraved labeling, here it is. Jeff has it for you guys. Check this out, even in Hemi Orange. Not bad at all. Enjoy. Proud owner of a 69 Dodge Super B383. Triple dark green, family owned. Since new. Wow, Jeff has got that Super B since you bought it brand new in the family. Congrats, man. That's rare to see a guy who still has his car today and still being the original owner after so many years. And by the way, Jeff, thank you very much. And this, I have a good place to put him. Let me tell you, I have the right place to put him. And here's another one from Canada. And this is from Nova Scotia. Oh, you know, we just had there was just a tragedy in Nova Scotia here in Canada, Eastern Canada. I feel for the families that have gone the tragedy through this, what went through Nova Scotia a few days ago. My sympathies goes to all the families and to the law enforcement, and I just feel bad for whatever happened there. This was probably sent to us here before the tragedy happened in Nova Scotia. I feel bad for what happened, and I give my condolences to all the family members of the victims of the tragedy that happened in Nova Scotia. And may they all rest in peace. And Nova Scotia is such a beautiful, quiet, peaceful province, and this is never was expected to happen from there, let me tell you. Impossible. That I was very surprised to hear it coming from that province. And we have a lot of viewers from Nova Scotia. I've built an engine for someone in Nova Scotia, and now we have another package. And you know what? There's a lot of good people in Nova Scotia. And Henry, let's see what you sent us here, Henry. Hi Nick, these are the items I said I was going to send you. The hats are for you and Vasily. Be safe. Love you and love your videos. Henry from Cape Breton. Wow. There's one for me, one for Vasily. Cape Breton.
Thanks, Henry.
And of course, we have a flag from Cape Breton right there in the back of the shop hanging up. One of the very first flags that we got into the shop. Oh, check this out. GTX. Nice. Wow, this is a beautiful piece, eh? And it's a genuine Chrysler piece on top of that. GTX. Wow, there's more stuff coming here. I've got a little plate collection here. I'm gonna put it with the rest, and this is one I don't have. And he sent me a tag. We got a tag here. Cape Breton. There's that key tag with the flag. Here it is. Got their flag also. And here's the last piece. Here we go. This is for the high beam switch. It's a little gimmick. There you go. You put on the high beam switch on the floor and you tap on it. Then you got the low beam and high beams. There you go. Henry, thank you very much. From Nova Scotia. I'll put this up with the rest of my stuff. Thank you. And this one's from the USA. This is from Steve. Yes, I remember talking to Steve on the phone. He was trying to help me out on a few phone calls and comments on the six-pack opening up way too early. And I had a conversation with him for a while, and he's asked me to use a little valve that he has designed for me to try it on the next time I have a six-pack on the dynamometer. It's to slow down the vacuum going to the outboard carburetors. This man knows his carburetors, let me tell you. So he goes, Nick, try it out. I'm gonna send it to you. Here we go. Oh, this is nice. Look at that. Check this out, eh? He wrote the whole list of how to use it. I'm gonna go through it. I know how to use it, and he gave me notes how to work with it. I want to say thank you to Steve. I know exactly what to do with it now. The only thing is I need to put an engine on the dynamometer and try it out. So this could be something to experiment with. Here it is. Thank you very much. And the moment I get a six-pack on a dynamometer, I'm going to put this into use and try it out. Thank you, Steve. Thank you very much. And he's got a lot of passion with carburetors. He's got a few vets himself from California. And we spoke a few times, and he sure gave me a whole lecture on carburetors, and he sure knows his stuff. So when the time comes, I will try it, definitely. Steve, I know you're going through hard times right now with your health, and I want you to get well, stay safe. With all these hard times, you still come through to get me this part made and ship it to my shop. Thank you very much. And here's another one from the USA. Of course, when you see Priority Post, you know it's a US package. And this is from John from Knoxville, Tennessee. Wow, let's see what we got here. Have I gone to Tennessee? Yes, I've gone to Tennessee. I've gone to Memphis, Tennessee, Graceland. You know, I wanted to sit in Elvis's car. It was across the street on Graceland. Nick and staff. Okay, what do we got here? The photos of my wife of 45 years on graduation day at our high school with the first car. A 1970 Cougar XR7, 351 Cleveland, 4-barrel. It was all stock except for the old school cherry bomb and the keystones. Nick, even as an old man of 65, I still remember every nut, bolt, and screw in that car. And it still holds a special place in my heart to this day. Wife too. Too much, John. And there's his Cougar XR7. There it is. I got a big collection of cars upstairs, and I know I don't have this one. Look at this. I got coffee today. Lots of coffee lasts me for a while. Amazing job bringing the world together in such a positive way. Thank you, Dr. Nick, and big thank you for your great staff. Thank you, John. John, you didn't have to do this. Wow. Oh, check this out. This is a little model. Check this out. So I should put this in my challenge with the Kowalski. If people ask me, where's the keeper? I'll say, take a look in the glove box. It's right there. It's exactly the way it was with the 4-speed transmission. Wow, what people go through to do for me. Unreal, even a special box. Hemi orange, 426 Hemi. John, this model you've done, I believe, did a really nice duplicate of my keeper, let me tell you. Really, all the little details of my keeper are on this little thing that you've built. Unreal, unreal, just unreal. Beautiful, John, just beautiful. Yes, it's gonna go into my Challenger in the glove box. This is my keeper, my next keeper, that's for sure. Thank you, Johnny. And here's our last package of the day. Oh, this is not light at all, it's pretty heavy. And this is from Michael, a retired U.S. Army Sergeant from Spanaway, Washington. I see he's got a decal of a Scat Pack up there. I'm sure he's a Mopar man. Hello, Nick from Washington State. Just sending a goodie box, coffee, and a cup for you and Vasily. Have a great week. Hang in there, guys. Mike, thank you. Hang in there. Okay, nice calendar here. Summit, Jegs, yeah, know them all. Autobuy, we get a few of these. Well, there's a Super Bird, 69 Trans Am, neat. What do we got here? Ooh, this is all right. This is a front flash lens for a Challenger. Okay, this is a cell phone cover. Oh, I see what he's done. He got me some pamphlets from Dodge Charger, Dodge Challenger. And here we go. What do we got here? More coffee. Colombian special. Oh, we got more coffee than you could think of. There we go. With all this coffee, we're not gonna sleep at all. You didn't have to go this far, Michael. I want to thank you for being a big viewer on our channel. Oh, check this out. A day without a Mopar probably wouldn't kill me, but why? Why risk it? Michael, thank you for the mug. Of course, you have one for Vasily.
Thanks, Mike.
Michael, thank you very much. And I also want to say a very special thank you to you because you've been a loyal viewer from a long time. And now you're sending us all this. I want to thank you very, very much. You guys are too much, man. And who's got better viewers than us here on Nick's Garage? We got the best viewers on YouTube on Nick's Garage. To all my viewers, all my patrons, all my supporters, thank you for subscribing. And of course, you guys could share it, please, with everyone else. Push that button, share it, love it. And I love you guys. And thank you for everything you do for me. And you guys, if you look down below the video, we have a whole bunch of merchandise that you guys can buy. So whatever you like, buy it, love it, wear it, and enjoy it. And help spread the word of Nick's Garage. And if you have some time, check out our Patreon page. We have extra content and you guys can watch it and take it from there. And we'll see you next time.